All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give honor and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. We say, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. And we give double honor to our apostles and our elders, which apostle elders is a great millstone, which feeds us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the Spirit and power of
Confrontation.
Yahushai 2025, which is the hopeful year of our deliverance and the judgment and the destruction of Esau. Let's jump right into this video. This is concerning the wrath that is coming down in the way of this ICE agent movement that's coming. And we heard about this before it was coming. You know, there was a credible source that told us that these troops would be coming into Chicago. And you can see the atrocities that they're doing. Just look at the videos. All right, because they're prepping these city states into that time of martial law. And I brought out the information concerning the Praetorian Guard going back to Rome. And Rome had a actual force that dealt with supposed protest and uproars and dissidents. Okay, so this is nothing new under the sun. This is just them coming back again to do the same thing that they were doing back then. But this video here is just playing. This is about 2 hours ago, concerning the troops that has been federalized in Illinois is about 300. Okay, so this is just intensifying. It's going to get worse. They're going to get worse because they're coming to the time of they're trying to supposedly quell Jake's uproars. You got a lot of these Edomites that are protesting. Jake is too scared to pretty much put something together like this. But you got Edomite looking people that are supposedly protesting against what's going on, because they're in the Jake neighborhoods, you Negroes, Latinos neighborhoods. They're sending these troops there to get at they're getting at you with these things, man. But you got people that are protesting that are outside of that supposed demographic, and they're getting pushback. So this is fair use. This is for educational purposes only, just to bring out this information to show you that, hey, this is that great wrath. All right, because the spirit is going to be put on this man to be doing what he's doing. So let's go ahead.
The rising between demonstrators and Illinois State Police here throughout the day outside of the ICE detention center in Broadview. This comes as the White House says President Trump has authorized the Illinois National Guard to be deployed here after an ultimatum was given to Governor J.B. Pritzker.
And I am here for my students and their families.
A crowd of anti-ICE demonstrators cheer on at least 4 people we saw detained by.
I am here for my students and their families.
A crowd of
Let's play it. So notice who's in the crowd. And now they've dubbed that Antifa a supposed terrorist organization. Okay, we don't know how that far is that gonna go, but you can see a lot of these are Edomites. They're not Jake. So you can even see it so bad that Edomites are rising up against what's going on, because this is targeting. And you see a lot of these agents and these officers. You got one token Negro here. Hold on, there he is. You got him right there. He might be a terror, for all we know. So let's keep playing.
The ICE demonstrators cheer on at least 4 people we saw detained by Illinois State Police as they were walked into a Cook County Sheriff's Office van in handcuffs. We blurred their faces since it's unclear if they will be charged.
Move back!
They were taken down as troopers were clearing the street outside the ICE detention center in Broadview.
Go to the protest area!
Backing protesters into designated zones, feet from the immigration building and surrounded by concrete barriers. Federal agents on the other side of the fence with their flying drone above it all.
I'm not here to deal with the state police. I'm here to deal with the kidnapping that ICE is doing. And it's immensely disappointing that the state police are putting themselves between us and ICE.
Tensions continued throughout the night between state police and demonstrators. This comes as the White House is confirming National Guardsmen will be federalized in Illinois. The White House saying in a statement, quote, amidst ongoing violent riots and lawlessness that local leaders like Pritzker have refused to step in to quell, President Trump has authorized 300 National Guardsmen to protect federal officers and assets. President Trump will not turn a blind eye to the lawlessness plaguing American cities. That decision coming after Governor J.B. Pritzker said in a statement earlier, quote, "The Trump administration's Department of War gave me an ultimatum. Call up your troops or we will."
It's a continuing overreach by the president.
So you can see it's not even an option. So it's not worried about if they want to, because you got posse comitatus, okay, where you can't have troops that are functioning on American soil. And that used to be a big thing. That right there, that issue alone would have had uproars many years ago. Now it's being pretty much phased out the way by stipulations, because if the governor calls in and says that he needs help, then that the troops can come. And you seen that saying, he said that you either call them in or we will. So there's no ultimatum given. So this is a plan on a wide scale. This is something that they're wanting to push heavy, regardless of what the laws are, or regardless of what you supposedly think is right. They're going to push this. All right.
The governor is responsible for calling up the troops.
Department of War gave me an ultimatum. Call up your troops.
And you see, this is from the Department of War. And we just had that meeting, or they just had a meeting with all these top generals and top brass. And they were saying that they have to use these cities as training grounds for what's to come. So they're already pushing that vibration out there, and they're doing it immediately. So this is the ultimatum that he was given. You either what? Call out your National Guard or we will.
Or we will.
It's a continuing overreach by the president. The governor is responsible for calling up the troops when they think it's necessary.
That warning came the same day a federal judge temporarily blocked President Trump's attempt to deploy the Oregon National Guard to Portland for at least 14 days. Oregon's governor saying in a statement in part, quote, "Justice has been served and the truth has prevailed."
So we're seeing this opinion out of Oregon. It applies to Oregon. That means it's not binding here in Illinois. But the arguments that were made there, we're almost certainly going to be seeing made here by the city or by the state.
The concern over a deployment of Illinois National Guard members prompting an emergency motion filed by Broadview leaders today. The village is seeking the removal of the fence erected by federal authorities around the ICE facility amid ongoing demonstrations. The village calling the fence illegal and a safety hazard, asking for a judge to grant the motion pending a Tuesday hearing on the village's lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security. Meantime, DHS is responding to that motion filed with its own court filing, saying there's no need for a hearing before Tuesday, bringing up the possibility of a settlement on Monday.
So you see what's taking place. So let's get these precepts. This is from Revelation 12 and verse 12. And it reads, NLT, it says, "Therefore rejoice, O ye heavens, and and all you who live in the heavens rejoice. But terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down in great anger, knowing that he hath a little time." And then what did I do here is, let's jump right here to the blue letter. This is the book of Revelation 12 and 12, and then the word for wrath. Okay, having great, let's see great. Let's look up great. Magus. Oh shit, MAGA. That's where you get the mega from. Make America great again. MAGA. Hey, check that out. All right, this, and it says great, of an external form or sensible appearance of things, of a person, a particular of space and its dimensions and respects, mass and weight great, compass and extent great, great, spacious, measure and height long, the number and quantity numerous, large, abundant. So this is going to be abundant wrath. Okay, remember this word, used in intensity, its degrees, with great effort and affection and emotions of mind, of natural events, powerfully affecting the sense, violent. See, violent, mighty, strong. So great wrath. Okay, so mighty, strong, predicated of rank, as belonging to persons, enmity of ability, virtue, authority, having authority. Now let's look up what this word authority means. Authority is the power or right to give orders, make decisions, and enforce obedience. So having great wrath is to enforce obedience. That's what you see taking place right now. Okay? So it's not a coincidence that the scripture was used, that the devil's coming down, and then you read in the book of Jeremiah where you see what? You got Jacob's trouble that's brewing. All these things that have set up for you Jakes, and they're coming after you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're in the crosshairs. They're not going to Chinatown, little Italy. They're not going to these Arabic and they know where everybody's at demographic wise. That's where you have a census, so they know who they're going after, and it's not a coincidence that you Jakes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are in the same area. So if they're wanting to go to building, or go in the area where supposed Latins are, Jake lived there too. So it's going to be an easy one stop, or what does it say? Two birds, one stone. Okay. And then let's look up the word wrath. The word there for wrath is what? Thymos?
Strong's G 2372. Thumas.
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 It says what? Passion, anger, heat. Anger, forthwith boiling up and soon subsiding again. So it's going to go up, and that's what you see. People get angry, they go back down to a level of protest, and then what? They send out these troops low key. Okay, you got a lot of these raids and these things that are taking place to Jake. They do it what? Piecemeal. They do it one here, one there, because they know that this uproar is gonna put there's gonna be a pushback. And a lot of those people you see protesting are Edomite looking people. They're not supposedly Jakes, Latins, like Negroes. They're just running. Jake ain't got the gusto to go at it. Okay, and it says passion, anger, boiling up and soon subsiding again. Glow, order, wine, passion, inflaming wine. With each drives drinker mad or kills him in strength. Okay, so the main point is that this thing is coming down with wrath. They're having great wrath, knowing that he hath but a short time. And you got all these things talking about Atlas 31, Atlas I 31, and when the angels come and Yahweh Shai come, it don't have to be televised, okay? Because it's gonna come unknowingly. That's why it says it's gonna come like a thief in the night. It's gonna be an unexpected event, unexpectable takeover. So you're not gonna be able to just televise it. So everything that's taking place, we gotta watch. We gotta keep our eyes out and know that this man is showing his horns. And our mindset is to say, okay, look, if this is coming out, then our mindset is to what? Stay in the spirit. Because Habakkuk said, the just shall live by faith. And that's what we're going to be having. That's what you're going to need in these last times, man. Okay, so let's read it again with the full understanding. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, and to the sea, and sea, for the devil and the deceiver. This also proves that the devil is a physical counterpart. It says, it's come down unto you. Who is the you? You Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So it's happening now, and it's happening to a certain people. It says, having great wrath, knowing, and he having great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Short time in what? Is in his rulership, because it's getting ready to be taken away. It's getting ready to be pushed out the way. All right. Let's see any precepts here. This is the book of 1 Peter 5 and verse 8. Be sober-minded and alert. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. That's what you see. They're coming in the spirit of what? You get down or you lay down. And then what's this policy is pushed. Imagine in the time of the MOTB. In the MOTB, there's going to be a what? Get down or lay down spirit. They're going to put, what does it say? Checkpoints, different things like that to make sure that you come under that banner. Ephesians 6 and verse 12, it says, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities. And we know who's the rulers and authorities is these Merovingi high, these banking families, but the higher elites that are giving the pushing orders, that are cutting these checks. They're coming at you Jakes. That's why they gave Nero the green light, get a Jake. All right. And it says against the authority. And they created this migrant issue. because under Biden they created it, and Nero saying he's something different, but no, he's working for the same. He's a side of the same coin. That's all he is. And it says against authorities, against the powers of this world, powers of this world's darkness. That's the elites. That's the Illuminati. That's the supposed people that run everything. And against the spiritual, it says the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. See? It says John 12:31, now judgment is upon this world. Now the prince of this world will be cast out. So that's Esau getting ready to lose his power. And this truth is putting a stamp on that. This truth is ushering in the downfall of the wicked. Okay? Romans 12 and verse 20, Yahweh, it says the power of peace will soon crush Satan under your feet. The grace of our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach be with you. And that time is coming now. Okay, because when the Lord comes on the planet Earth, then he's going to receive the full blessing, going back to Revelation, the 5th chapter. Okay, Matthews 24 and verse 22, in those days had not, it says, if those days had not been cut short, nobody would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be cut short. And we're seeing now, days are flying by. Every a week feels like 2 or 3 days, man. I mean, it feels like 3 days, for real. Feels like you went through 3 days and it's been a week. So that means time itself is being sped up. Okay, this is Isaiah 49 and 13. Shout for joy, O heavens, rejoice, O earth, break forth in singing, O mountains, for the Lord has comforted his people. And what is that? Rest with us. The comforting is you coming back to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding who you are, coming back to you being an Israelite and standing on your 10 toes, man. It says, for the Lord has comforted his people and will have compassion on his afflicted ones. That's why you have those that have come out of great tribulation. All right. That's because it's going to get real nasty out here, man. Okay. Real nasty. But the Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going to keep the elect in the right spirit and the right mindset. Going back to Elijah in the time of the famine. Okay. The same thing with us. There's going to be a famine of the word, and we're going to be nourished by the things that we've already learned, man. All right, so I'm going to end it there. I just wanted to bring that information out. Say, call the law Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Until next time, I say shalom and more not and never keep faith. Shalom.